So, Natal, what are you doing for Valentine's Day?
Going to spend it with an old love.
Oh, that's funny. I'm doing the same thing. Who is she?
I met her last March and the relationship started off on a lie, and I thought I could look past that, but I couldn't, so I called it off.
Interesting.
I couldn't stop thinking of her, so I got in contact with her recently, and she's changed a lot since last year, and I decided to give it another go-ahead. And what about you?
Actually, I'm going through a very similar situation. I loved her, then I dumped her, and something about her changed in 2013. I just can't get away from her now.
This is a bit creepy. Sounds like we're seeing the same person.
I agree. Do you have a picture of her?
Yeah, I totally do. Hold on, let me find it on my phone. Do you have a photo of your girl?
Yeah, I actually do have a photo of my girl.
I got my photo. You got yours?
I got my photo.
Here you go. What the f***? Hey guys, welcome to Season 3, Episode 3 of Fight Your Rival. I'm Natal.
I'm Mike, and even though Natal and I are caught in a really awkward love triangle, we're here to bring you all the news in the fighting game community as always, so here's the rushdown.
The Rushdown. So today is a sad day to be a brony. If you guys are unaware, the My Little Pony Fighting is Magic game has actually been cancelled.
Yes.
Hasbro got into the mix and sent the company Main 6, the ones working on the game, a cease and desist letter. Hasbro didn't really put their fingers in any of anything that Main 6 was working on until recently when My Little Pony Fighting is Magic was a contender for the 8th spot at EVO.
Yeah, I think that really put the game in a big spotlight, and you know, Hasbro is known for not really interfering with any kind of fan projects, but I could kind of understand them not wanting to see their game with their ponies beating each other up on a big stage. It's really sad because I know that the developers are doing it non-profit, they're not making any money doing it, strictly out of passion, and I just hope they can salvage the engine and hopefully make something new out of it.
I know that they've been working on the engine for 2 years. What would be awesome is if Hasbro gets a change of heart and actually picks up Main 6 and they actually work towards together to actually make the game come out. Because Main 6 paid for voice actors, composers, they were really going all out for a project. Nothing, you know, something that they were doing for fun. Sucks for you guys out there. If you guys have a copy of Fighting is Magic on your PC, that's the only one you're gonna find because the company Main 6 took everything down, their site, everything that was related to the game is completely gone.
Yeah, sorry bronies, but hopefully things change in the future.
Yeah, let's hope.
So even though last week we had some sad news about PlayStation All-Stars, today there's actually a lot of good news.
Yeah.
There are 2 new DLC characters for the game, Kat from Gravity Rush, new Vita game, and Emmett from Starhawk. Anyway, what's really cool is these characters are actually available for free, which is very awesome. According to Seth Killian, they're free right now, I think for the first 2 weeks, and then after that they will be $5 each. So it's really cool. It's just saying, act fast, get your free characters. Yeah,
it's basically saying, hey, our sales down, go buy a copy of the game and get 2 free characters for buying it within the next 2 weeks.
More or less.
Yeah, and don't forget you get a Vita copy too, so you get technically free characters for 2 versions of the game. So shout out to PS All-Stars. Thanks for the 2 characters. I had no idea who they were.
Yeah. So definitely if you have the game, act quick so you do not have to pay for these characters.
Speaking of new characters, Injustice Gods Among Us has this new awesome setup going on online. It's called the Injustice Battle Arena.
Yes.
Now, to start hype and to get people going and talking about this game, which drops April 16th, NetherRealm Studios set up an actual fighting game bracket amongst the characters in the game. Now, it's up to you guys online to go to the site and vote every week to see who's gonna win between the 2 characters that NetherRealm Studios chose to fight against each other.
We had Wonder Woman versus Harley Quinn.
Yeah, Wonder Woman was the victor.
Yes, and we had Batman versus Bane.
And Batman was the victor.
Of
course, I was hoping Batman would win. And for this week, guys, you could vote on the Joker versus Lex Luthor.
Yes.
And Shazam versus Flash.
Yeah, not only this is an exciting way to just get people hyped up and see which character is most popular, but what I love is that at the end of each voting round, you get to see a full-on fight with the characters. So it's super awesome because it's the first time we're going to get to see Joker, Lex Luthor in action, Shazam, We haven't really seen any gameplay of those characters. I'm super excited, especially for the Joker. Can't wait to see how they implement him. So I'm really pumped to see how this all turns out. Definitely vote. Just go to injustice.dccomics.com, and I believe they're doing prizes, things like that, and you know, lots of fan interaction, sharing on Facebook, all that good stuff, and just more Injustice content, which is totally cool to me. Easily my most anticipated fighter, so definitely vote while you can, guys. So we've been talking a lot about a bunch of new, exciting games, but don't think we've forgotten about Dead or Alive 5.
We didn't.
We haven't really played it lately, but for those of you that are playing it, there's actually the new patch for the game is out. If you have PlayStation 3, you can download it right now. Xbox 360, I think in a few weeks. It's supposed to be by the end of February. It changes a couple minor things. I know it's supposed to make the tag battles better, allow for more guaranteed damage. If you go on shoryuken.com, you can read a full changelog of everything, small little tweaks. So if you're playing DOA, your game just got updated.
Speaking of games being updated, Skullgirls is getting a huge update in the sense that it's being released in Japan.
Very exciting.
It's very exciting. The game is coming out on Valentine's Day. How fitting.
Yeah.
For this episode in Japan. So if you guys are loveless that day and you live in Japan, just download a copy of Skullgirls. You'll have 8 girls to spend the whole day with.
Doesn't get any better than that. You have a girl named Valentine. I mean,
exactly.
Come on. It's really exciting stuff. Shout out to the whole Skullgirls crew. You know, even when it seems like their game is suffering, they're actually getting a wider release. I hope Japan eats it up.
Yes.
Hope they blow up. They deserve it. So, shout out to Skullgirls.
I think the game will do very well in Japan, just from the mechanics to the overall look to the game to the characters.
Right. I mean, the game itself, it's American developed, but it pays homage to everything that is Japanese fighting games.
Yes, definitely.
So, hopefully it takes off.
Okay, so that pretty much wraps up the Rushdown, and here we go, guys. Here's the tweets of the week.
Tweet of the week.
Okay, so today's first tweet of the week actually comes from a pretty well-known celebrity, BJ Penn. He's a mixed martial arts legend, former champion, great fighter. And someone on Twitter asked him if you could take one Street Fighter move into the octagon, what would it be? And he had a really boring response. He said, roundhouse sweep to the legs. If someone asked me what I want to do in Street Fighter, hit him with a level 3 Shinku Hadouken or something ridiculous.
Raging Demon.
Hidden missiles from the crowd, like, go nuts. But I guess BJ Penn's a purist. He likes to fight fair. I don't.
Yep.
I would use weapons, projectiles, anything I can to win, but shoutouts to BJ Penn for being honest, I guess.
Well, maybe he's just one of those guys that just takes every question literally and thinks about an actual serious move you could actually do in real life.
That's true.
Mine would be forward knee with guile.
And mine would be a Bushin flip, but 3 times in the middle of the air just spinning.
But that's not realistic.
I can do it.
I believe you. And our second tweet of the week comes from G Yuna.
Once again.
Yep, 2 times already on FYR, and this week he writes, next year will be the Daigo Parry's 10th year anniversary. Time flies. Hashtag FGC.
Insane.
I can't believe it's been actually 10 years.
I can't either. I feel like it was just a couple of years ago that I was watching probably one of the most classic fights in fighting games.
It's so classic that they actually make you redo it again in Street Fighter 3 Third Strike.
Not only do they make you recreate it in that game, but Broken Tier officially has a Daigo Parry shirt.
Yes.
So, you know, that fight is, if you haven't seen it yet and you play fighting games, just look up Daigo Parry. So it was EVO 2004, back when EVO was this tiny thing, this tiny tournament, and it was Justin Wong versus Daigo, finals of Third Strike. Justin Wong was pretty much had Daigo within a sliver of health. He's like, I'm just gonna chip him out with a super. And Daigo, as Ken, parried every single hit of Chun-Li's ridiculous super, and it's just one of the most amazing moments in competitive gaming in general. And I think that moment right there is one of the big things that brought fighting games into the mainstream. Just seeing that these games can be played at such a high level and they can be just as exciting as any sport or any other type of competitive game, I think was huge.
Very true. Usually when I am trying to explain how epic fighting games are to non-fighting game players, I bring up that video on YouTube and show them like, look, like you may think fighting games or video games aren't anything skillful or you're just slapping buttons. Go and try to do this real quick. Then when you could do this, no problem, then get back to me. Like, that's the video to show people like what a fighting game really has and what you can really do with practice and determination.
Absolutely. Yeah. Couldn't have said it any better myself. So our last tweet of the week is actually a very special one. It comes from Byron Man, who, if you guys don't know, played Ryu in the excellent live-action Street Fighter movie. It's Natal's favorite of all time.
No.
Byron, a couple weeks ago, said, met up with hashtag Jean-Claude Van Damme in Hong Kong. Reminisced about Street Fighter, just like yesterday. And you get a nice little picture of Jean-Claude Van Damme and Byron Man, who is doing his Hadouken motion, reminding everyone that he is Ryu, and Jean-Claude Van Damme just being old, pumping his fist. It's just pretty cool to see. Obviously, the Street Fighter live-action movie was not a great movie, but it's cool to see these actors reunited, Ryu and Guile standing side by side, even though Guile is played by a very un-American person.
Yeah, he's played by the muscles from Brussels. Like, Come on, that movie was awful. What a bad film. But yeah, I mean, it seems like even though bad movies are out there, they get referenced all the time.
Yeah.
We mentioned it last week, we mentioned it again this week.
And
Hopefully we don't mention it next week.
Shouts to Pirate Man. Didn't even know who he was, but I guess he's still doing something if he's in Hong Kong hanging out with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah, a meetup for failed movies.
Or a sequel.
Oh, no sequel.
So that wraps up Tweet of the Week. Time for Player of the Week.
Player of the Week.
Again, this week's Player of the Week is plural. It's a collective of people, namely Arturo Sanchez and Tekken player Anakin for actually creating the Iron Fist League. It's been going for a couple months now, and it's basically a PS3 online Tekken League, which is really cool. It's especially cool because, you know, Tekken's been around forever, and a lot of the Tekken players are older guys. You know, they might have wives by now, families by now, little children. Well, you might have some, you just don't know.
Probably.
But, you know, it's great. It's a great way for the older crowd. You know, it's hard just going to tournaments every week. Not everyone can do it. So, especially in New York winter, no one wants to deal with that.
Yeah, we just came back from a blizzard. Like,
yeah.
I'm not stepping outside.
Heck no. I think it's really cool, and I hope it actually sets the framework for future fighting games. Hopefully, you know, Arturo's and Anakin are just doing this themselves, but hopefully games actually incorporate this within the game, you know, in next-gen fighters. Now that it's set in motion, hopefully down the road we get this for a fighting game, because we're already, I don't know when, but we're already getting the Twitch app for Xbox where you can watch streams, and just the next logical step is being able to stream ourselves. It might hurt, you know, some of the equipment companies, but I really think it's the way to go just to get more people broadcasting, and especially for the people that can't afford fancy equipment.
Namco and Mad Catz have been partnering up with Arturo to give out prizes for the tournaments to the winners.
Yeah, it's very exciting. As of now, it's a closed league. It's basically guys are well-known Tekken players just get invited. So I guess if you want to become part of the league, you just have to get noticed.
Yeah, prove yourself.
So definitely shout outs to everyone involved. I hope to see more of it. It's a great way to watch high-level matches, and looking forward to what's in store from the Iron Fist League.
Yeah, and hopefully this trend catches on and everyone else does the same. So shout out to Arturo and Anakin for starting something that you may never know might just blow up into something even bigger. Since the players of the week have been announced and praised, let's go to this week's Random Select.
Random Select.
My Random Select of the week is actually an album from a Long Island-based band called Shone. Their album's called Heat Thing, which is the word heating, separated, a little wordplay. And it's basically just a really dark experimental rock album. I haven't heard a lot of music, like the music they make. So if you're looking for something totally different, I would strongly recommend it. You can get it iTunes, online, physical, however you want it. So if you're tired of your music, and you like rock, and you like stuff that's dark and a little weird, but also just really enjoyable, definitely check out Showing. So what is your Random Select of the week, Natal?
My Random Select of the week doesn't stray too far from fighting games. It's actually another video game, but it's not a fighting game. It's actually Darksiders, Part 1. If you guys have a PlayStation Plus account, please use and abuse it. That game came out for free recently on the PlayStation Plus account. I never had a desire to play the game beforehand, but I'll play it if it's free. So I downloaded it, decided 2-3 days ago to give it a go ahead, and wow, what a really good game.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I just recently played DMC and I'm into that whole single player action adventure hack and slash type of style of gameplay, but it's awesome. It has like your standard fighting mechanics like a DMC, a Bayonetta game, but also has like a huge puzzle world aspect of like a Zelda game or almost like a Borderlands style RPG, which is pretty epic. You know, you go through one spot, oh shit, I can't open that, it has ice. Obviously I'm getting some ice powers later, which I haven't gotten yet, and then I'll break that ice down and then get to it. The game is basically about the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. There are 3 kingdoms, the demon kingdom, angel kingdom, and the human kingdom. And 7 seals were supposed to be broken, and once they were broken, all 3 kingdoms would fight on Earth to see who was the best kingdom. No one told us humans, and all of us ended up dying, and
When that happens.
yeah, I mean, we always die when it comes to any movie or whenever kingdoms from the underworld or heaven decide to meet up. But yeah, anyway, straying away from the subject, guys, just try out Darksiders. It's free. If you already played the first one, you know what I'm talking about. I just hope that once I'm done with the first one, the second one becomes free on PlayStation Plus.
So I think that just about does it for this special Valentine's Day episode of Fight Your Rival.
Yeah, I think it does.
Now, what are you doing now? Because I'm supposed to be with Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
Well, you know what? I'm not gonna let something like that get between our friendship. So if you want to enjoy this Valentine's Day with Street Fighter Cross Tekken, go right ahead. It's cool.
I mean, the game does support tag team.
It does, but it would definitely take our friendship to a whole nother level.